Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Avatar news update video. This is going to be basically my thoughts on what did or did not happen at the Avatar San Diego Comic-Con panel. So, obviously we've heard about this panel for a couple of weeks at this point. We've obviously gone back and forth about what exactly is going to be shown in it. But we knew absolutely going in there would be no Korra news, and really we weren't expecting a lot of news full stop. So my expectations were super low heading in, and basically nothing happened. That's in essence what this panel was. There wasn't anything really to it. It was only Genie at the panel. I haven't seen complete confirmation, but it seems like it was literally just him on the panel, basically talking, answering questions from the audience. None of the questions I think stood out in terms of what's actually happening. He talked a bit about the creative process behind North and South. There is one notable thing about North and South he did say, which is probably the only news I'll mention here. He did mention Korra Comics. Korra Comics did get a mention. It was just to say they are in production, Mike is the writer on them, and that's it. Which I think is their way of more or less confirming that Brittany Williams is not on the project anymore. Because if you say who the writer is, you, I think, would say the artist that you have previously announced. So the fact that she was kind of left out here really heavily leads me to believe that she's not on board anymore. Again, it's not complete confirmation, but it's getting basically to the point where it absolutely is confirmed. So the only notable thing about North and South that they talked about was just that Gene Yang did mention that basically North and South is going to cover basically how the feud between the North and the South started. So based on reports from the panel, this is the way it seemed to be worded, that it was about the previous feud as opposed to this comic dealing with a new feud, but more that they're going to use this story as a way to explain what the issue between the two tribes was in the first place. I suppose explaining why when we went to the North in ATLA, things weren't that great between the tribes, that they were kind of separated for a while. And obviously, I suppose basically what this story could do is basically tell us the origin story of the Southern Water Tribe, because if they go back far enough, that's what you kind of have to cover. You have to cover the fact that the Water Tribe was initially just the Northern Water Tribe, and then the Southern Water Tribe came into existence because of people leaving, splintering off from the North Tribe, and creating the tribe in the South, and then a further splinter group from there created the Foggy Swamp Tribe. Doubt they'll really cover the Foggy Swamp Tribe, but it's good Water Tribe lore history to know about. So yeah, that's always been one of those kind of really vague lore points in the Avatar universe, just the whole, the South was created from the North, and there was never a Southern Water Tribe prior to this kind of group of Northerners leaving ages ago into the history of the Avatar world. So this could basically retcon this, but this is a bit of information that is just we know, but the where the information comes from doesn't really it kind of exist anymore. So this is definitely going to be the complete canon explanation. So I like that, just that we know that there's going to be more to this story than just Sokka and Katara returning to the Southern Water Tribe and just present day stuff. That all of the comics, basically, we're going to have this kind of aspect of the story focusing on the past. So in The Search, we obviously had the actual backstory of Zuko's mother, Ursa. In The Rift, we had the kind of backstory of Lady Tianhai, Yang Chen, and General Old Iron. So a bunch of different backstories. Smoke and Shadow actually featured the actual reveal of who the Kimura Kage were, not the ones that were obviously Azula kind of acting in their place, but the actual Kimura Kage spirits, who they were. We got the story on that, and basically the origin of the Fire Nation. So it kind of makes sense that this Water Tribe focused story would effectively give us at least part of the origin story of the Water Tribe. So seems really interesting if that actually is going to be a thing. So yeah. So the final thing I just want to say about the panel is just that, yes, I didn't expect a lot, but I did expect more than what we got. The reason is because of the panel description. The description for this panel said that it would feature surprises and would tease the future. Now, to some extent they did tease the future with North and South. It isn't out yet, so technically they are talking about the future, but it's not really news. There were no surprises whatsoever. I don't think even the little thing I talked about there, I wouldn't consider that a surprise. So they kind of lied on that front. And then the panel description did also mention that there would be special guests, and by all accounts it was just Gene Yang. So they kind of lied about that too. Really highlights that they obviously had plans to initially show Korra stuff here. They changed that and then realized that they didn't have anything planned to fill in as just an Avatar panel. So yeah, makes this panel look kind of really bad. Complete, kind of misrepresentation of what the panel was actually going to be about. And just overall a kind of frustrating experience, because trying to cover this as it was happening, no one was talking about this panel. It was like one person, like about half an hour after the panel ended, kind of told us what happened, and that's about it. So not the best Comic-Con for Avatar this year. Very disappointing overall. Only other Avatar thing that we didn't know about was that at the Nickelodeon booth they did have a kind of free exclusive poster that they were giving out to people, and you can see that it's basically been on screen the entire video. That's the image here. That is the Comic-Con poster for this year, the exclusive for 2016. Really nice looking image. Don't have too much to say about it, but just wanted to show it off to you guys. Maybe this poster will be in the Korra poster collection. Not sure though. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I really do think that they are keeping the Korra comic news back until New York Comic Con. It seems like the most natural place to do it. That is in towards the end of October, so we've still got a good few months away from that. And between then, North and South Part 1 will actually be officially released. Hopefully I will manage to get my hands on a review copy from Dark Horse in the next couple of weeks, and I will review that whenever that comes about. But obviously Dark Horse are a little bit weird about, when exactly they contact you about the review copies. So yeah, we'll keep you guys up to date on that. But that's been the video. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on Avatar Comic-Con this year. The fact that we didn't get any news, and the kind of panel description was basically a complete lie. And then I'll just finish by saying, if you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter and Tumblr are linked in the description below. And then if you want to help support my channel so I can make more videos, better videos, you can support my channel with a one-off donation on PayPal. There's a PayPal donation link for that. And then if you want to be a more regular supporter of my channel and get rewards, there is my Patreon page, also linked in the description below. So yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.